Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadas.
I double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Well, peace, blessings, and salutations to you sincere Akim out there pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. Alright? With the prophets, man, and then the Great Millstone out here again over in Hyde Park. Alright, another week of Biden, another week of America, another week of wickedness happening across the world, man. This time we've got our people all scattered throughout Mexico. Which our people are scattered across all four corners of the earth. They're calling it border crisis. I guess it's a bunch of Negroes and so-called Negroes on the border. Right? And it was young people, okay, which that just proves that these people are racist. When it was Bosnians, when it was Yugoslavians, it wasn't a problem. Alright? We're in those times, man. Shit is about to hit the fan. They got military troops, like taking children to school. All they need to have military supervision. Alright, slowly creeping into your neighborhood. Alright, you start to see more and more police presence, alright, ramping up. Alright, because what's happening, man? This place is about to blow. This is Matthew 16:2. Matter of fact, in 1, the Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting, desiring him that he would show them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the sign of the times? Alright? Like the song by Prince, sign of the times. Alright? Hey, look at the times that we're in, man. Hey, and guess what? It is signs in the heavens, because it's chariots in the heavens. It's been chariots all year. Heavy chariot sights. It's been chariots going way back, but especially this year. Alright? How the fuck you people can't see what time it is when we got all this shit going on? You must, what the obvious has been. The obvious has been. You're not looking at the forest for the trees. Okay? You're not seeing the collapse of this kingdom. How this kingdom was written way back then, thousands of years ago, about how much peace is going to be. Alright? And how the leaders are going to speak. You know, how the Edomites are going to speak as dragons. And how they're gonna do all the things that they've done. Alright? You people ain't paying attention, man. Y'all out on another fucking day going to the same little cheap ass restaurants that are about to shut down. Alright, the same ones where they tell you to wear a mask, but you can eat without the mask on.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Let's get to some fucking common sense, man. You can't discern what time we in, y'all got.
This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 39. It says, but he answered and said unto them, an evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. It says, and there shall no sign be given to it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. We're coming in the same stead, man. We're forewarning you and stuff, you know. We're letting you know and stuff that we're making clear before day and stuff that guess what, this place is not right, man. You know, and we're telling you everything that ain't right and stuff. You see? And it means to be sorry. In order for you to be sorry, you gotta read what you've been doing. And that's the only way you're gonna repent. You ain't gonna repent on your own terms. You gotta repent according to the Lord's terms. And we're letting you know and stuff before it's too late.
Nothing else is gonna work, by the way, man. Protesters, it's 1,000 protesters, 1,000 little government co-opted little programs, Black Lives Matter, none of that shit is gonna work, man. Because they own the shit. All right? They give media coverage to them. All right? They put that blue check mark by these different organizations. None of that shit is gonna work.
Hey, one of Black Lives Matters, I think they moved it to some type of expensive ass house and shit.
Oh yeah. A couple of them are. Yeah. They actually profited off of death of
George Floyd
and the lamentations of these people.
Right.
Who gave profit towards those movements. which ultimately shows you, because of course that's witchcraft, that's been blood money that they profited off of. But of course, it's going to show those who are not they have no goodwill towards you people, man. Well, yeah, y'all don't look at that. It's like you'll out that, and then you'll go about your business and be on the same bullshit, man.
Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the days shall come, the days which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith.
All right, so that's what's gonna happen. We give you warning right now and stuff, but the time is gonna come when you ain't gonna be able to receive this word, man. If you can't receive the word and whatnot, guess what? You're gonna be over here messed up out here, man. No coverage.
Right. Yeah, they showed you that in the book of Eli. Right? The word was lost. The people were
Lost.
Yeah, the people was lost, man. They was eating each other and all kind of crazy shit. Right? And the word came through, and that was the only God in life. This is verse 2, though. It says, but iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, but that thou hast heard long ago. And the land that thou seest now to have root shall thou see wasted suddenly. But if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpet that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day. It says, but if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpet that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day. And blood shall drop out of the wood, and the stone shall give its voice, and the people shall be troubled. And even these shall rule, whom they will not rule that dwell upon the earth, and the fowls shall take their flight away together. That's 2 Corinthians 5 and 6.
Second Ezra chapter 14, verse 13. It says, now therefore set thy house in order and reprove thy people. And that's what we're doing. We're giving you correction. You know what I'm saying? So you can be placed in a situation where you can actually save your souls. But what it says in Philippians 2 and 12, it says, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. And we're showing you the correct way of how to do that, because you can't do it the way that you want to. You got to do it according to the Lord's ways, man. See? And you got to think about it. If he's going to be the one that's saving you and whatnot, it's going to require stuff for him to be saved, for his people and stuff to be saved a certain type of way. That's all. All God's stuff have certain instructions that they want their subjections to follow underneath, man. See? And it says comfort such as them as be in trouble. It says, and now renounce corruption, right? And that's the only thing that's going to get you saved. Renounce corruption, man. You know, stop eating the abominable foods. You know, stop sleeping with other men's girls. You know what I'm saying? You women and stuff, stop thinking you're going to be polygamous. If you don't want to be called a hoe, don't do hoe shit. See? It says, verse 14, it says, let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature, and that's that doubt. Leave that doubt alone, because it's going to get you destroyed. You come to the Lord and stuff, you think He's going to do something for you, but you doubt, you're going to believe the doubt. You're not going to believe that the Lord going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Because you're second guessing. See? And it says, verse 15, it says, and set aside the thoughts. No. It says, set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about how the Lord going to handle you and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be good if you have faith in Him. He said He a God, you know what I'm saying, to those who keep His commandments. So you good. He's not a man that He should lie.
Yep, this is Sirach 2 and 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, fulfill thy soul temptation.
Right, so prepare yourself, man, because it's going to be hard. Faith don't make it easy. Faith make it possible. So it's going to be hard out here, man. You know what I'm saying? But He's going to bring us through. You see?
It says, set thy heart uprightly and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble.
Right, so don't be quick to make decisions, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't jump before you look and leap, man. You see?
That's exactly what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Because the scriptures say the man is going to go from one city to the next. Right? Hey, these people are going to, the scriptures say when the time comes, basically they're going to seek the Lord early, but they're not going to find him.
Yeah.
Right? So they're going to make haste in the time of trouble, and they're going to get fucked up. They're going to get thrown in camps, they're going to get killed by the sword, right? Or they're going to make it to the final sword.
Because you ain't been building. You ain't been building stuff for wisdom to handle certain situations. You all gonna go when anything comes your way and stuff, you're gonna be carnal. You know, and what it says in Romans 8:6, it says to be carnally minded is death. A lot of y'all gonna die because of the wrong decisions y'all making, man. You know, and you don't have no practice.
So you might die before that if you take the pinch. It says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
And what's the major increase that we want? We want to be increased in faith so we can endure to the end. You know, we don't want to fail. We don't want to fuck up at the end and stuff, man. You know, we don't want to be outside of the book of life, man. We want to be written in the book of life, man. No blocks. So what we gonna do? We gonna be safe. We gonna be safe rather than sorry, man. And what of that is that's taking precautions. But you ain't doing that though.
Child like Esau try to encourage us to partake in this life. This take that pity and Esau. Because if they go to child, he had one follow oat fields and had blood in it, which the Esau trying to do for the Esau trying to do what they let the child protect from making protective head. That's the reason for Revelation 12 and 10.
They purposely put stuff in our neighborhoods so they can complain to the Lord and be like, look, they doing this, they doing that. Well, you the one who's doing it.
Bow down yourself to another God. False idol. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4. Started verse 10, and this is talking about this is ultimately talking about Enoch. It says, he pleased the Most High God and was beloved of him, so that living among sinners he was translated. You know, basically saying that if he had dwelt among them any longer, he'd been polluted. Yep. All right. Yeah, speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding, or deceit beguiled his soul, which that's what this earth is programmed to do right now. You know, because the wickedness is in rulership. You know, and which essentially, to be honest, wickedness has always been in rulership, even when the righteous seed was over this earth, because everything that's of this earth has been death. You know, or of the flesh. It says, for the bewitching of naughtiness, thou obscure the things that are honest. Which, okay, now we're coming to the fruition of the flesh. We're coming to the end of the evil seed, which is this full-grown plant of evil. So what are you going to see? You're going to see Esau, the worst of the wicked in power, who actually knows what it takes to make things worse, and what it takes for him to stay in power is to play upon people's flesh. Is to make wickedness increase. But he doesn't understand that by him making wickedness increase, he's really just hiding the fruit of this tree to increase even faster, to make the Lord come and cut it down even more. You know, he's just basically he's speeding up the times, man. That's what Esau's doing by making this shit even worse, man. That's why every day on the news you hear something that happened left, right. You know, this one guy got spotted and got it. You know,
All right. Inside joke. The guy. And then, you know, you got this constant homosexual violence being flaunted. And then you got also other lies that are coming out, whether it be about the Maxine waters, and then you hear more talk about how it's going to bring in the Marcus Aurelius, which is the Revelation 13 and 16, you know, which is going to help make people even more slave bonded.
Read this right quick. Sirach chapter 7, verse 1, verse 2. Do no evil, show no harm come unto thee. Verse 2. Depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee.
Which that's going to happen to the man that departs from this world, man. You know, come out of her, my people. You know, which is going to be few that's going to do that, man. Which is going to take the road less traveled, is what they call it. But that goes into the scripture what that I was just reading, that you know, the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure the simple mind.
Depart, my son, so not upon the furrows of unrighteousness, thou shalt not reap them sevenfold.
Con. Yeah, it says to depart from that, otherwise you're gonna reap that wickedness sevenfold. We're still going back into the scripture, man. That utterly this place will defile you, man. You know, you have to depart from this place, man. You know, it's so much that is being brought out that's trying to keep you into this world, and this scripture is trying to bring you out of it. I'm just finish the scripture I was reading. It says, "For the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things that are honest, and the wanting of concupiscence doth undermine the simple mind."
This is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. It says, Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. So if you want to follow the ways of the world and stuff, guess what? You're going to get destroyed. If you think that you're going to follow underneath Esau, guess what? He ain't receiving no repentance, so no deal with you. It's just like in the streets, man. All right, you fall around a certain gang, or you belong to a certain gang, and his ops, his opposition will see you. Guess what? They gonna blow your ass away, and they fear you, man, because you look that big, you think big. All right, so the same thing with your house, with your right, so it's the same thing with your house. Your house will see you that you were his ops, which is Esau, right? Yeah, but now we're gonna be enraged and blow away the spirit.
The adulterers and adulteresses,
Right.
know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High?
Right. So you take that pitch, you take that digital, guess what? You're the enemy with the most high, man. All right. You got his eyes laser right on us, man. Right. Go ahead.
It says, whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High.
It's the enemy of the most high. So you take that pitch, you take that digital, guess what? Well, if you take to the way with basically you take to Esau his ways and his juice, his pitch, and his digital. All right, most high got to pick with you. All right, really, but you know what? You got to be with him. Yeah. He says,
Yeah.
go ahead. All right, Isaiah 13 and 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through. Everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. All right, and you people, you're not prepared to see that, man, because you've been lied to all the years of media about everything, man. They teach you there's no spirit world, or really the celestial world. All right, there's no big flood. All right, they teach you lies about the so-called UFOs. All right, making jokes and shit about them and stuff, and the occupants on the ship really are the angels. You see them every day in the news, man. Right? They're in the news every day, so no longer you can't deny them, man. Right? So, hey, like you said, all right. Go ahead.
It said, when they see it, that shall be troubled with terrible fear. They shall be amazed at beyond all that they look for.
So all far beyond all to look for, because you've been lied all the years about the so-called UFOs. You've been lied about everything, man. All right, this America is it keep you what they call it, docile. Keep you dumbed down and docile, man. All right, to keep you for doing the truth of what's coming,
The scripture says that the truth shall set you free. Esau trying to keep you bound.
man. Right, man.
Because he understands, like, oh, he finna get destroyed. So he finna try to, he gonna be in that bitch ass spirit. He gonna sit up there and take everybody with him.
Right there, he's called child of Isaiah chapter 3, man. What is a child that can't have his way? What do? We just keep we can't have us way. We throw a tantrum. We got our ass whooped, but we all throw a tantrum. All right. Come, man. All right, it says right here, Proverbs chapter 22, verse 3, a cruel man foresee evil. Cruel means cautious, man. Right? We see the evil. We see the evil that's coming, man. We cautious, man. All right? Because for a heavy conversation with the Heavenly Father means you try to obey the law, statutes, commandments the best you can. Treat each other right, brother, and everything. Be there for them, man. All right? Have faith in your how about you on track. All right? Obey his law, statutes, commandments the best you can, man. And be diligent, man. You know, it says, and hiding himself, hide himself to get into the truth. All right, get into the good grace of your heart. All right, it says right here, but the simple pass on and are punished. Right, let's count on that out.
No, that's simple. Shit. No, it says the simple pass on and they are punished, man. That those who will not take heed will be the simple minded, man. They're the ones that will not come into this, man. All right, because the simple was supposed to come into this, and we're supposed to teach them the subtleness of the devil, man. How that he's gonna come to you and try to deceive you. If you read that in the book of Proverbs, it says that we may teach the simple ones subtlety. All right, which how you teach these people subtlety when they come into the truth. You teach them the slacky,
No, it's all good.
because slacky.
No, it's all right.
Because it says that we're supposed to teach the simple ones. Somebody get that in Proverbs real quick. We're supposed to teach the simple ones subtlety. We're supposed to teach them how this devil operates, so that they are not misled. You know, we do. I just want to get this.
No, bring it up. It's a lot. Not damn.
We're supposed to teach these people that so that they know how to dodge the wiles of this devil, man. You know. In this world, what? This man is trying to dumb our people down to keep them docile, keep them simple so that he can continue to mislead.
Really, Esau, he don't want us to receive the birthright that he gave up.
Right. Let him get that Proverbs real quick.
Proverbs 1:4. Verse 3, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. It said, wise men will hear and will increase learning, and the man of understanding shall attain to wise counsel.
And that's right. Because the ultimate sign of wisdom isn't in how much you know. I had a guy stop me earlier the day before I came to him when I was on my way back home. And that was one of the things he said. He said, oh, I know a whole lot of things. Like, first thing he said, he said, hey, what's up, bro? I just saw you saying, hey, what's up, you going to phone? And he gonna say something, he said something about, oh, you want to see this? And I was kind of like, all right, well, he was like, well, maybe you should still listen to this. And I listened to him, and basically went nowhere. And it was one of those things, man. And he thought he was so deep, and he could say something, and he go fucking nowhere, man. He was one of those guys that you can't tell anything to, and that's not how the wisdom of the Lord is, man. You have to be one of those. The ultimate thing of wisdom is really listening. It says, let him that glory in this, that he know the Lord. You know, it says, that is he that what is it in the book of Sirach? It says, he that keepeth the law and haveth no knowledge is better than he that haveth much wisdom and transgresseth the law. You know, he that keepeth the commandments and has no wisdom is better than he that transgresseth the law and have
much wisdom. You know, that's in the book of Sirach. You know, so it's not about all that. The ultimate thing in the key to this is really obedience. The Lord's going to increase all that. You know wisdom on how to do this and how to do that. As long as you have an understanding mind. So you have to have an understanding mind to be in this, man. You have an obedient mind. Then you'll be able to dodge every last fucking punch that the devil throws at you. Yeah, we'll give you that. Be the spirit, man. How much will give you that? You gotta know the deepest of parable. First off, you gotta know obedience because you gotta know once you understand this wisdom, how to apply it.
What he says in the Psalms are probably too much honey make you vomit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which that's the wisdom, you know, and which that's in the much study. Which is nothing wrong with studying, but when you study something, you gotta the first thing you do when you study something, that's to apply something. Yeah, that's to apply it. So you like, damn, aside from what this means, how can I apply this to my life? How can I deal with this out in my daily life? It's not just about knowing something so you can just go out there and say some shit that looks cool, man. You know?
You see what happened to those guys. They out. So Proverbs 22 and 4, by humility and the fear of Yahweh are riches and honor and life. Thorns and snares are the way of the forward. He that doth keep the soul shall be far from it.
Yeah.
All right.
The ultimate thing that is of this truth is of humility, man. In which that's gonna ultimately keep your soul from wickedness, man. From the fruit of wickedness, which is what? Death. Or some type of snare. To get fucked up. Alright, that's gonna keep you from that.
This is Sirach 37:19. It said, there is one that is wise and teacheth many, and yet is unprofitable to us.
You don't want to do that. Or you have people and stuff go the right way and stuff, and you go over there. It's like our King David was saying, he said, take not thy Holy Spirit away from me.
Yep.
It's happened before us. It says what? There is one that showeth wisdom in words and is hated. He shall be destined to for grace is not given him from the Lord because he is deprived of all wisdom.
Yeah, so to be one that is a reprover and not one that is a doer also, you know. If you're not a doer, then that means the Lord wasn't truly with you, man. You know, it doesn't matter because hey, there's a lot of raw ass teachers out there. You know, a lot of raw ass teachers. Or you know, you even got some that's not teaching the direct truth, but they can tell you a couple things. So hey, ultimately it's going to be detrimental towards them. You know, what profit is it for this man? You know, if you go into the book of Corinthians, I think it's either 2 Corinthians where it mentions it says, hey, if a man even suffers loss towards his fruit, like if his whole camp was to fall out and he was still sticking with the same thing that he was taught, that's a better spirit than somebody that taught a whole bunch of people and yet he didn't fucking do anything that he said that he was doing. That's a better spirit.
I got a quick one. It's Sirach or Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 26, verse 28. It says, there be two things that grieve my heart, and the third maketh me angry. A man of war that suffers poverty, and men of understanding that are not sent by, meaning that you're not applying this wisdom. You know what I'm saying? You know, Lord, you got the wisdom and stuff, but then you being a waste of talent. You're not using it, right? And it says, in one that returneth from righteousness to sin, the Lord prepares such a one for the sword, right? So hey, if you're not using this wisdom and stuff, you know, right? That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna be destroyed.
I got a scripture. This is Romans chapter 2, verse
I love you like this.
like yeah, it's Romans chapter 2. I'm gonna start at verse 19. It says, "And art, Slaki, I'm gonna start at verse 16. It says, "In the day when the Most High shall judge the secrets of men, which that's the secret of men. And somebody come out here on the highways and the byways, and you think that damn, that was a man of the Lord. Little did you know, it's a couple things we done found out about brothers. Shit, it'd be like, God damn, he was doing that. you know, hey, the Lord knows the secrets, man. So it's like, who are you impressing? Who are you trying to impress? By Yahweh Shah Mashiach, according to my gospel, behold, thou art called a Jew, and restest in the law, and makest thy boast of the Most High, and knowest His will. So we know, hey, we know the Lord's will. So what does that mean? In your personal life and your daily duties, you're supposed to practice these things. Not just when you're out here on the highways and the byways. And in your personal camps, you know the duties. You've agreed to these things. Like, okay, that's good. You said that it was good. So you do those things, but you've agreed to. Hey, that's the reason why this whole nation is an example as well. Because what do we say? We came out of Egypt. It's good. So when you said that, you made part of the covenant. All right, it's good, right? So you agreed to it. Yeah. All right. So it says, and knows His will and approves the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law, and art confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind, a light of them which are in darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law. Thou therefore which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself? So knowing all these things, who's the ultimate person you're supposed to be applying it to? Because like, if you know all this, why aren't you applying it to yourself? Because when you repair another brother, are you repairing him in a spirit of meekness? Or are you repairing him thinking that the law is evil and you just tear him down so you can get on somebody? And this ain't what this about. That's the Christian church. That's why niggas took that. That was their art towards the Christian church or the Catholic church, so they could say that they didn't believe. And somebody just wanted to talk shit to them. When that's not what it's about. That's not what the scriptures are about. Even if somebody actually gets on your fucking ass, it's all through the part of the Lord getting on you to repair you to make you better. Because all the Spirit of the Lord is really just love, man.
What it says it's your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? He ain't trying to just mess you over because you got the power, you know what I'm saying, to do so. He really want to get you saved.
Proverbs 29:1. He that being offering food, hardens net, should suddenly be destroyed in debt without remedy.
Yep.
All right. So you go plain simple, man. Hey, you want to get right? Hey, the Most High gonna blow your candle out.
It's a little bit more to this. It says, therefore, thou therefore that which teaches another, teachest thou not thyself. Thou that preaches a man should not steal, dost thou steal? Thou that says the man should not commit adultery, dost thou commit adultery? Thou that abhorrest idols, dost thou commit sacrilege? That's what it's ultimately about, man. Like, what are you saying that you're not keeping?
But you know, basically, you know that they was teaching shit opposite towards the scripture. That's what I was getting to. Not the personal drama shit like that. But they was telling our people to keep the law, statutes, and commandments and stuff, but they was doing the total opposite of it. And the Lord killed the main prince, all right. And guess what? They took on like the Azar said, a couple days ago, we're gonna fight. Yeah, man, that's one example, man. Lord destroyed many brothers that came in without any righteous intention, man. He got them bugged the hell out
Because they weren't brothers. Those ain't brothers. Those are niggas, man.
That's right.
Those are niggas.
That's right.
Because the thing is, to be a brother means that you're a part of it.
Right.
You're a part of the family.
Right.
You're judging these things towards yourself, man.
Let me phrase it. Supposedly brothers, but they was niggas.
They would have
And
called false brothers.
False brothers. The Lord took them out, man. Right? They're not here today, man.
You know, which ultimately you should, hey man, you should be worried being found a hypocrite, man. Because it says that these things were the same with the scribes and the Pharisees, and why? Because they were proud. You know, you couldn't tell them shit, but they could tell you everything. They can tell you, hey, they can fucking, and they had wisdom, but they didn't apply it towards themselves. Which ultimately, what you're supposed to do when you read these scriptures, apply it towards yourself. So if you gotta even take your time, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you actually being told, you never buck up against it. You never buck up against it, man. That's the Lord talking to your ass, man. You ask the Lord, how can He better deal with you so that you can get it, so that you don't buck up against it, so that you don't always have some shit to fucking say. Because ultimately, hey, where it says that, hey, every idle word that man shall speak, you shall give account thereof in a day of judgment, man. It says your sins shall be your accusers in that day. So you don't want to be one of them fucking men. Now, if you do, nobody can tell you shit. Go do that. You're proud. Hey, you're wise. We're foolish. You're rich. We're poor. Go do that.
Proverbs 18 and 7. A fool's mouth is his destruction. His lips are the snare of his soul.
Man. Yeah. Read that again.
All right. It said, Proverbs chapter 18, verse 7. No, we'll start with 6. A fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth caught for strokes. A fool's mouth is his destruction. His lips are the snare of his soul.
Hey, well, that should really tell you something, man. You don't want to be that type of person in any form of fashion. Like, she's looking for
You don't want to mess yourself over. Don't be your own enemy.
That's it. Because you know what? You don't want to be that person that's gonna say or do something where the Lord makes that word or whatever you did count against you, to where you're getting your ass physically beat. Like, why is this happening? Well, you know why. You did something that was against what the Lord was talking about, man. Whether you spoke something, and it's like, shit, somebody got him. This nigga was rapping about fucking death, and he got, it was nigga luckily he survived in critical condition. All right.
Oh, yeah, this
For his sake, anyway. But if he don't repent, then it's not for his sake. If he survives it.
Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So there you go, man. All right, so whatever you say, man, whatever thought you say something against the Most High, against Son, Yahushua, against his prophets, all right, and hey, you should be held account for it, man. The
Right.
shit you do, man. The first the thought you think of something before you do something.
Right. And this, if you do, which the Lord could judge you on that before He speaks something. So much for words cast and spells. You know, that's what this generation says. Words cast spells. No, you speak things into existence, man. Because the thing is, once you say something, according to the scriptures, you're really supposed to do it. It's called truth. You're supposed to live your life according to truth. It's not like this fucking world. They always try to be ultra fucking deep. How about you just say what you're fucking about to do, man? All right.
And a lot of people didn't do what they do. They say they do. If everybody on the earth did, they say there would be no such thing as a contract, a paper contract.
Yep. But that's the thing. It's not, aside from a paper contract, the Lord made a covenant.
Yep.
You know, He
It's
made
a
a covenant, in which, you know, of course He edged it in stone. He made it oral. You know, but ultimately, our contract and our covenant with the Lord Yahweh Shai is forever. All right. Aside from what these dumbass people on this side believe, I'm talking about these niggas, man. I'm talking about these so-called Negroes, these dumbass Hispanics, these dumbass Native Americans, man. Yep. Y'all understand? You know, now y'all speak ill of it because the Lord didn't give you the wisdom to remember that shit anymore. So you go off and you fucking do every last wicked thing under the motherfucking sun. You go out there, you be a homosexual. You go out there, you be a fucking manslaughter. You go out there, you fucking be some type of rapist or some type of child molester or some type of fucking adulteress. And guess what? The Lord's going to judge you to every last thing according to that. Or you uphold the fucking white man, which in whom the Lord hates. And you once knew this, but the Lord took that wisdom from you because you did something that was greatly wicked in your past life.
And they'll use anything, any excuse to not come to the truth. Or the Roman Catholic priest did to me, so the Baptists or the Reverend, this and that. And you know damn well that they wasn't completing the truth, just doing that shit so you could continue to do your witness. But you look at the background of these niggas, like you said, they into witchcraft, they doing adultery. Like some of the niggas committing sodomy and incest and shit like that, man. All right, or they into these drugs, which is witchcraft, pharmaca, which is witchcraft and shit like that. All right, Jake won't do anything to continue his wickedness and shit, but then we'll get mad at the Most High and then claim that he's not merciful. And all the scriptures tell you that Yahweh is merciful, man. He's been merciful right now, but having just come before you and warned your dumb asses. All right, but Jake don't want to. Jake don't want to take heed. All right, go ahead.
This is Luke 1:70. It said, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets. We're vessels, man. All right, Yahweh said that he could raise stones to basically prophesize, man. We're nothing, man. We're vessels, man.
That's right.
All right, we're nothing, man.
Wicked flesh.
All right, we're wicked flesh. All right,
That's right.
it's only hearts.
That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant.
Right, to obey the laws, statutes, and commandments, to be protected from the enemies, man. All right, and to go back again around to that pitch. Back to that pitch, man. All right, and the digital all. All right, you suck up to, man. Your ass is done, man. Esau knows it. That's why he constantly press the pressing, man. Trying to get to elect. But it says if it's possible, I mean, how'd it go? It's impossible to see the elect. Yeah, right. I agree that I'm saying but it's not.
Exactly. This is Matthew chapter 24. It's, this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. It says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days should be saved.
No, that was meant to came out. All right. What did Esau? You brought that on the line Thursday. But what did Esau say? What did Trump say? We're 5 years ahead. We're 5 years ahead. But that speeding up 5 years ahead, they wasn't for you, Esau. That's for the elect among these tribes. Yahweh will bring his kingdom into fruition, man, and put you in subjection. And then after you serve 1,000 years of slavery, you get put in the hot oven, man, nice and crispy. We'll die at 118. All right, matter of fact.
John, you can look at that real quick.
Go.
Like, how to go? Deceive the very elect. Oh, so like you. This is verse 24. It says, "But there shall arise false Hamashiachs, false Christ,
false prophets, man. There have been many people over years saying that Yahweh in amongst Israel. You got what? False prophets. All right, false prophets. All right, I ain't got to say their names. You know who they are. All right, go ahead, keep going.
and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect."
Right. If it was possible to see the very elect, what part of wonderful signs those false ass doctrines and shit? All right. Yep. All right. If it's possible, man, you're not going to see the elect. You're not going to fall for bullshit like the so-called white man's the mark of the beast, or the mark of Salah. The so-called white man, the so-called white woman is the digi-all,
Which doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, or the digi-all is the embargo code, all right, or it's Christianity, all right, which based on sense. Oh yeah, King Solomon he had the digi-all. It's just madness, man. All right, yeah, all right. It's just madness, man.
The word of God is in the Bible, but it's not the Bible.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's
dumbass
crazy.
shit.
Yeah, that's what they teach there. Yeah, see, that scripture, that's not the word that's not the word of the Most High. They're just man words.
Well, then you know what? From that can arise wickedness. You know why? Because
Right.
somebody can say, well, how do you know that what you just read out of that is something that's not of the Lord? Or how you know that that's like, it can go like all over the place, man.
Right, man.
You know, somebody would basically, that's cherry picking. That's cherry picking when somebody would
Just
call
add
it.
it. Okay, get it.
Yep.
Okay, make it.
That's removing and adding.
Yeah.
That's removal and adding of the Spirit of the Lord.
Say,
And which the scriptures say the same thing front and back, man. Just because you get offended doesn't mean, or because you can't do the shit that you want to do, does not make that sound. Just like
no, it's all good. Deuteronomy 4:1 and 2. Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and to the judgments which I teach you, for to do them that ye may live. Oh, that's the law testament only given to Israel. All right, to do them that you may live in the land which Yahweh your father gave you. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of Yahweh your power which I command you. All right. So when you say, "Oh, this in the book of the Bible, it's not the word of the Most High," yes, it is, man. All right. Everything is the book, man. The word of the Most High. All right. Niggas just wicked as hell, man.
Well, I mean, what about when you know church said he come low? I come in the volume of the book.
Right. You calling your house out wicked.
In the volume, it makes the whole thing.
Right. Like you said, Jay, that thing, your house out was black Goku, the previous life is just Goku in another life.
Right, man. That's just fucking madness. You think he just utterly changed?
Right.
Like you think he was good on this side, but then it's just somebody that ultimately resented. This ain't me. No, man. That's some fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
You know? But that proves that those are false Mashiachs, and they still got niggas believing them, man.
Yep. It said Daniel chapter 12, verse 13, you stand in your lot. Prove that you're doing the same thing you did in your previous life, man. We did the same thing we did in our previous life, our previous life before that, previous life before that, previous life before that, man. All right, ain't gonna be no, Hulk Hogan gonna be good and this like that, that's like Hulk Hogan gonna be evil, man. It don't go like that, man.
Bro, let's call it an act.
Right. I need to clear my karma from my previous life. Hell no, man. That's fucking Hollywood.
That's bullshit. We come back in our life. Now, hey, if somebody was a deceiver in their past life, guess what? They was a deceiver. Even if they could have been teaching the right thing for a small period of time, guess what? It will come a time where they're going to turn their back because they were never a part of it.
They back today.
They're back today doing what? The same
thing.
shit.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Some of they all those books, the books that be going on, the Book of Mary and all this shit, or they teach that Yahweh had a wife and stuff. Those same niggas that came with those doctrines back in the ancient times, they back today, man. Saying that the chariots are not the so-called UFOs, that John the Baptist fell out the truth, man. Those are niggas that made that shit up back in the day, man. All right.
Yep, this is Hosea 6:5. It says, therefore will I hew them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth. For I desire mercy and not sacrifice, and the knowledge of the Most High before me. They like men that transgress the covenant, they have dealt treacherously. I will put my words in your mouth.
Right now, you got they still have Mexican independence.
They still, of course, Thursday is next to Friday, which is next to the weekend, and niggas celebrate something.
All right, yeah. So get this kicked out now. You got now you got devastation. All right, they should be coming to go. Hey, half parts should be packed of cars with Mexican flags on them. It's a car race coming out of it, man. Right, listen to us, man. Or downtown, listen to the brothers down, man. If you're crowded, it's a car right there. Taking notes and everything, man. Taking notes and relatives, those who don't understand. I'm not saying they don't understand English, they've been for a while, but some been for a while. Still, the elders and shit. Translate to the elders, the old people, what we're saying, man. Taking notes, man. No, man. Jake won't be on some bullshit and folly. Jake love bullshit folly, man.
Yep. Go ahead. Yep. Jake ultimately always loves a good time, and what they think is going to be profitable. And well, this is a good time. This is profitable, but that's what it is. What Jake perceives to be profitable. So if you don't perceive something to be profitable, are you going to be a part of it? No. That's why Jake has. That's really positive what y'all doing. They don't look at this thing as a positive thing.
They think it's a toy.
They think it's a toy. They think it's something that's not going to be profitable. They think this isn't longevity. And for the most part, they think that negative and bullshit is going to be longevity. They think this way of life is going to last forever. When it's not. Aside from that, hey, this woman is just walking down the street. I'm sure she's not living the average ratchet ass fucking lifestyle, but she's not even gonna be able to do that shit much longer, man. Aside from that, it's like according to the scriptures, that's probably not listening, right? Like yes, that's a day-to-day task you have to take care of. Your life, your children, shit like that. Guess what? When the father speaks, everything else pretty much shuts the fuck down. When your parent comes in the house and says, "Hey," if you were in a respectful household, you hear the keys jingling and the door opens, you know your parent is home. Hey, I'm home. Everything shuts the fuck down.
That's right.
Shit, fuck no. It better be on the goddamn. It better be done, man. It better be done. It better not be on the stove. It better not be thawed. It better be done. It better be ready for me to deal with it. Because it should have been dealt with before I got home. I didn't come home from a hard days of labor to do the shit that you were supposed to do. I came home to understand that this shit was going to be done. And that's what the Father's coming home to do. And when it's not done by particular people, He's going to take that out on them. And these people, they don't understand that until He gets here, man. Until Yahushua shows them, okay, I'm here. Why this shit ain't done? What's been going wrong? Who's been left in charge? Who's been following this person that's left in charge? Y'all all getting y'all ass whooped.
Elder Gabar, I think it's in the book of Luke, the Lord's money. He's going to do it with Venus truth and stuff. Yeah, that's part of it, But Jake pays the Lord's money right. He referred to his people correctly. All right, you owe the truth, man. You owe the Lord. You owe the Lord payment. Wake you up. All right, and what's that payment is what? Back His word right to His word correctly to His people, man. All right, coming out there on the highways and byways, doing the videos and stuff, man. All right.
This is Matthew 25 and 24. It said, "Then he which had received." Okay, this is Matthew 25:24. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, "Lord, I knew thee that thou art a hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not stored. I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast this. There thou hast that is thine."
Right, you can't be scared that you're gonna fuck up on doing this. Thinking the Lord's gonna jack you up what if I trespass or I stumble on doing this word? No, it's none of that. You have certain. I actually fucking met one thing. He didn't even want to touch my pocketbook. I was surprised he knew what the fuck it was. He's like, man, I was right with my cousin one time. He's like, I can't touch that. That's the Bible. And I was surprised that nigga knew what the fuck it was. It was years ago. Nobody knew what the pocket was. It was a nigga. It was a whole nigga.
You probably think Fox was some type of dog.
No, this nigga actually, that's what I'm saying. No,
I'm talking about the average nigga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't know the words to it. The thing is that he just didn't want to touch it. He told my cousin it, and my cousin never get it. But like, he's a whole little nigga. He's a young nigga. He like, oh shit, he just knew it was. It was red. It didn't look nothing like no freaking Bible, man. And he just didn't want to touch it. But he was a nigga. But
Right.
then he wasn't justified on being like that. But you know, his honor was, I can't touch it because I know I ain't living right. That was his honor. And you think the Lord respects that? No. When you see it, the Lord expects you to try to turn it to it.
It's supposed to, hey, open it up, man. What is that? That's how you're supposed to do. Right, you're supposed to add your talent. You're supposed to be out here teaching, man. They can use it.
You're supposed to accept this, take this in, and go out and deliver it to the rest, man.
Yeah.
You should understand that this ain't what's detrimental towards your people.
Right.
This is something that's only profitable so you can get up out of your situation as well as them.
It's just like that business Target. What did Target do? They set up they products and supplies, and they make more money than what that store make money than what they open up another store. Then they open up another store. Then they open up another store. Let me get this right here. Proverbs 5 and 16. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start with 15. It said, "Drink waters out of their own cistern, running waters out of their own well." We skip the scriptures. Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad and rivers of waters in the streets. Let the all right, go ahead. Let them be on thy own and not the strangers. Right, man. All right. So you're supposed to be out here teaching, man. All right. So what? The fountains of what? The fountain of truth could be dispersed abroad, meaning around this world, man. Some of the streets come around this world, man. You got camp here, got camp there, got camp everywhere, camp everywhere. It says right here, let that fountain be dispersed from the truth and rivers of waters in the streets. Let them be only thine own and not strange. So this truth is only for the children of Israel, not for anybody else, man. All right, but guess what they're gonna teach you tomorrow in church? Everybody can make it. Come as you are. You know, a man can come up, man with a dress, come up in there and shit and stuff. Just madness. Right? They're not gonna teach you what's they're not gonna teach you what's going on right now. They gonna teach you like that's why they say love, but they don't teach you the balance of the Bible. They just balance the Bible teaches love and hate, man. Alright? It says on Proverbs chapter, let me get that Proverbs chapter 11. We in Proverbs all today. Oh man. Proverbs 8. Alright, it says right here, Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1, it says, false balance is an abomination to your house, but a just matter of fact, it says right here, contrast of righteousness and wickedness. It says, a false balance is abomination to your house, but a just way is delight. Right? So your house about balance, man. Right? You're gonna teach love and hate. All right? He gonna the Most High. He's not gonna let injustice go on forever and ever, man. Especially to the children of Israel, man. All right? He's gonna give them justice, man. And what's justice? Having this devil, having this place, this sewer hole, America, all right, to go down the general nuclear destruction. All right, then have the Edomites, so-called white people, rescue the nation under the servitude of the 12 tribes of Israel. Man, that's real justice right there. That's real justice. Right. All right. Play baseball, the basketball, man. You get your ass on the court. You get your ass whooped. Football, you get your ass whooped. You start learning from the what not to do in football. Right? Hey, you don't want to get hit in football, man. That's the worst thing, bro.
said, his Lord answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap what I sowed not, and gathered what I have not strayed, I have not strong, so like the Lord. It says, thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchanges, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him that which have 10 talents. For everyone that hath shall be given, but he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath.
Yep.
And cash.
Right. Most High bring you people you see that happen to a lot of us all throughout the years, man, that we've been active. Right? It's just like in boxing. Guess what? Muhammad Ali, when he got his belt took him, man, he won't train for a while. He was sharp. He was fight. When Tyson was progressing, man, he was sharp like the world. All right. So when you stay in it, man, guess what? You stay slow. You're not mentally. You're not strategic like you was before. Man. You get your ass knocked out. Really, most out of knock you out, man. Take down the bullshit.
Precept on that, Ecclesiastes 10 and 10. If the iron be blunt and he did not whet the edge, then must he put to more strength. But wisdom is profitable to direct.
There you go. Plain and simple. Right? It says,
Real quick, I'm going to finish off. It says in verse 30, and cast ye, Matthew 25 and 30, and cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness, there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another. Damn, he's crazy. As a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goat. There you go.
hey man, you don't want to be a half-ass when your house shot comes. See, house shots will come back like a thief in the night. You gotta think about this too. If you half-assing on the Lord, still you want him to half-ass on saving you. Right. He can save you right then and there and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But he's like, you know what? I'm gonna take my time.
That was it. I had another one. This is Luke 12. Matter of fact, since I mentioned it, 12 and 45. But and if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and maidens, and to eat and drink, and to be drunken, the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when
Come on now, Drake ain't looking for your hour and your shop. Like they bullshit about it. Right now, this car will separate Mexican Thursday till Sunday. Alright? Drake bullshit. Around loud music and shit. Alright, smoking weed. All types of abominations. They think this place. Really, they want everything to go back to normal. They go back to
said, yeah, the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in sunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. And that servant which knew his portion with the unbelievers.
second death. Like the first death was with the waters, man. The second death was the fire. Like the fire was so bad with water.
And that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither Verse 47, that's something which for his will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will shall be beaten with many stripes. But he that knew not,
Oh, that's that all that tribulation during rejecting trouble, man. Yep. That tribulation during rejecting trouble, man. You was gonna get it.
all you game players and you on the common board, went back in the world, scoffing, playing
We getting here
games.
for life.
Yeah, we getting our channels taken down and shit, complaining about bullshit, putting out false information about us out there. Oh, these guys did this and this. Yeah.
And people waving and shit. People know about the truth, man. They know you're not knowing the truth. They know you're not that you people teach you. Hey, like Elton Hart said, if you know the person, you know the truth, hey, you all good. Man. You come out and teach. Guess what? You learn more scriptures while you teaching, man. You priest, or you surround with brethren just like yourself. Y'all challenge each other, y'all test each other, man. And grow the truth, man. Iron sharpens iron. Right? We first started in Chicago GMS. We weren't in GMS at first. We was Mafatize our mouth. Battle at sea. And then we got top, you got a point for the elders. And the elders for GMS New York, the main headquarters, they said you part of GMS now, man. Alright? And we started calling ourselves GMS. Alright? So I didn't know anything, man. I didn't know no scriptures, man. I knew history, but I know over the years I grew down. I grew other brothers who went mustard seeds, man. All right, or that fruit tree, man. All right. And sometimes the Lord may have a brother you may teach by itself, or have two brothers. And your house, I said, two of you need to listen. All right. As long as you're out here teaching, sincerely teaching us the laws and statutes, teaching the value of the word right there. All right. Breaking down the politics, right? Hey, you don't want to get caught, man. Like it says in the tweet, your house has something like the thief in the night. Yeah, no matter what.
This is 2 Peter. These words should exhilarate you. This is 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
Hey, so when Alshak comes back, crack the clouds, he'll come back with the chariots. Everybody was born, and then what? And those missiles will also, the angels will laser down, will shoot lasers at the chariots. Nuclear missiles. Alright? It's going to be like that.
It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation?
Right. Are you right in the power? The whole conversation means that. Are you right in every Alright? Are you calling his name with your house? Are you calling his name your house? Alright? Are you doing the right thing in their name? Right? Not no weekend, like hang out different, walk around, just show them love. Kind of guilty. No, man, you got to be all into it, man. Hey, just like you was all into it, that woman used in the world, man. You was all into that girl, man. Right? Call her everything, buy stuff, look out for her and stuff. Make her feel comfortable, special. Bring her candy and flowers. Buy her penny. Don't go over. Buy her penny. Like that's how you gotta be, man. You gotta go all the way. It says in Proverbs 5, 19th chapter says, fifth verse, fifth chapter, the 19th verse. It says to be satisfied with her breast always, right? You know what I'm saying? Just like how you'd be thirsty as hell to try to get some female, you know what I'm saying, to get that box, you know what I'm saying? They spread these scriptures and whatnot. I'm gonna bring it out with you, bro.
As newborn babes, something like that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish it with let thy fountain be blessed, verse 18, Proverbs chapter 5, verse 18. Let thy fountain be blessed, rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Let her be as a loving high and a pleasant robe. Let her breast satisfy thee all the time, and be thou ravished always with her, man. You gotta be into it, man. Alright? You gotta be into it. Yep. And why would thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman, and false doctrine break the laws of a stranger, come with false doctrine? For the ways of man are before the eye of the house, you wonder all his doings. Alright? Anyway, man, you gotta be all into it, man. You gotta be in it to win it. Right? Just like you in it to hit that lottery number. You're spending money on lottery all the time. Right? You gotta invest in your house by shot.
Verse 2 and 2. As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby.
So that's what it's all about, man. It should be your desire as a babe would desire the sweet deliciousness of drinking breast milk. That's how you should desire this word. You should desire this is something that you want and something that you actually need. You know, that's how you get, man. That's how you get it. You grow thereby by that. You know, you take this in the access of leisure, meaning you have to make time to. You have to give time to make time. You have to give your time to this. You know, because we give our time to a lot of bullshit. You know, as the brother was saying, a brother go out there. You know, the same way you try to want to get some ass, you sit outside that bitch's crib for about an hour. She calls you over. Oh, I'm still not ready. You done waited outside that motherfucking crib for the longest of time. All right, that's the same way you're supposed to be into this word.
Yep. Or you stay up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning talking to each other.
Yep.
Hey, that's what I did with my wife, man. I talk like shit, like 9 or 10, 11, something like that, to like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. That's how you, huh?
You ain't go first.
Yeah. Oh, you ain't go first. You ain't go first, man. All right. That's how you gotta be with this word, man. You gotta be a stalker of this Bible, man. Shit, that's what it, I mean. Hey.
Good to see y'all.
But you know what? That's what happens. You throw that damn thing.
She actually be standing back somewhere, and then when they go back there, she be fucking yelling at his ass like they fucking got their own crib, y'all and all that stuff. That nigga must have had enough of that shit.
I was gonna tell with trap because they can't just do like woman. No, that's a Gadite.
Cause they all the fucking same.
They all the same.
Shit,
That's a Gadite woman. It's called the Nate people down there in southwestern United States. That you can't just overrun to the Ephraim woman. It's gonna be a little bad. No, man, all the women on the curses like that.
Like, well, you really just gotta deal. You gotta deal with a woman the same way you would deal with the scriptures, man.
Yep.
When you prove them.
Yep.
You know, you prove the scriptures. You prove property. You prove things, especially in this life, man. You gotta prove these people. You don't just give yourself over to something. But no, man. It's the reason why that woman walked by. Brothers can attest to that. It's like I don't know if y'all even noticed that was the same woman that walked by the first time. I knew it was her. But it was the spirit she came back.
All quiet.
Yeah, she was quiet. That's how you didn't, you wouldn't have recognized that was her. Yeah. Yeah, she came out here.
Her hair was done.
She
came
came out
had
here
on new clothes.
She came out here. Well,
jacket. The only thing was me. Everything else was on
They
shit.
look good with me.
Nah, she was kind of, didn't do too much to it. But she came out here with a different spirit. You wouldn't recognize that was her, except for when she came by and she greeted us. But the Lord is humbling the fuck out these women. And they can't talk shit like this. She was sleeping as fuck and talking shit to his ass. This man was in the same situation you was. He talking shit to him. He your only safety.
Yep. That was all done.
I got a quick precept.
That was the only thing that we do. It was a fucking coat, bro. Brand new motherfucking coat.
Y'all said you gotta be like a snuff onto the word.
You're right.
This is Sirach 14. I gotta get into the Benjamin spirit. This is Sirach 14:22. It said, "Go after her as one that traceth and lie in wait in her wings."
Hey, go ahead.
It said, "He that prieth in at her windows shall also hearken at her doors."
Remember we first got into it, huh? We was looking up the meaning of words and shit. Going to Blue Letter, looking at that, going to the Smith Bible Dictionary and shit, going to the history books and all this stuff, man. Hey, that's how you gotta be, man. That's how you gotta be every day, man. Every day, every second, every minute, every hour, every month, year, and all into it, man.
That scripture said, he that prieth at her window. When you pry something, what are you doing?
Stalking.
Well, shit. You in there.
You in there.
You in there hard, bro. You stalking it.
Yep. Stalking,
Hey, well, it's just like it says, you're supposed to wear out the steps of the wear out the what is it? Wear out the somebody get it. Right.
Somebody get it. Hey, in the Sirach, it's called wisdom of woman, man. You gotta stalk that woman, man. You gotta stalk that woman wisdom, man. You gotta keep your windows, man. Keep your head in the window.
That was change and stuff, and you doesn't know that her window is open.
A pervert.
You
It's not perverse, but you gotta be a creep.
Obsessed. You gotta be a creep. This Bible, man. You gotta be a creep.
You gotta be
You
upset.
woke up now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, you just like you gotta check the Bible. You gotta check the script. You gotta check through her cell phone, man. You gotta see this, go into the breakdown. This, go back to the Hebrew, the Greek, man. See,
You're trying to see how you can attain it.
Right.
Basically trying to, it was just for imagination. What was he talking about? He was trying to, when you were listening to the lyrics to that song, he was trying to see like, damn, basically he was stalking the woman in his mind so much. He was trying to see how can I fucking get in real life. Right. That's the woman like that you really mesmerizing about, man. That's your first love. That's the love that men are really seeking. It's this wisdom.
Come on and go with me. This is right.
Come on and go with me.
Come on
My way. That's how I gotta be the scriptures. That's right.
This is Sirach 6:36, and it says, "If thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door."
So if you see a man that Noah,
Hey, does
have you seen her?
Right.
Tell me, have you seen her? You trying to find out where is this woman at? You're trying to find out who knows her. You know something about her? Damn, I'm getting closer.
What's her favorite food? What's she like, man? She like these brand name clothes. She like these clothes, man. What she go to the bar at? What's her favorite drink? And all this shit. You trying to find all types of shit. I'm talking to her friends and neighbors and shit, man. Her relatives. That's how you should be doing this knowledge, man. All right, see, who's teaching this correctly, man? What is it? What's their YouTube channel? They got it on the site. Right? What script they read, what they teach you, what how. That's how you do it.
all things, man. This wisdom is what? It's within labor, you know, which is within truth, which is within righteousness. That's how I'm gonna be everything, man. You know, even if anybody wants that nasty thing to this fast part, man. Hey, guess what? The first beginning of her is true wisdom, and you know that looks like a light woman, but you can get her in time so she can be a good woman by submitting yourself unto wisdom. You know.
It says Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10. It says, we'll start with 9. Give instruction to a wise man, he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. The fear of your house begins with wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy things understand. That's verse 10. All right. So there it said, for by me thy days shall be multiplied, and thy years thy life shall increase. If thou be wise, thou shalt be wise for thyself, but if thou scornest, thou alone shalt bear it.
Which can a brother look at the meaning that's going in Proverbs 9 chapter right there?
In the blue letter.
It's like 9 and 9, 9 and 10. No, it's saying
9 and 20.
9 and 12 is locked in. But you know, it says that if you reprove somebody that's basically like yourself, somebody that's willing to listen to the same wisdom that you're listening to, hey, you're gonna get some righteousness added unto you, man. Meaning you're gonna get somebody that's just like you, and you're gonna increase in wisdom. Like shit, the one thing I did with this nigga that, like I was talking about, I spoke to earlier, he said, he quoted a scripture in Proverbs that says, iron sharpeneth iron, which is two things that you get by that. Because, you know, if you're sharpening something and you're not being sharpened, you're becoming dull. But the beginnings of that, I mean, the understanding in that is that you're also growing with that. It says the liberal soul should also be made fat. Eating water itself, you know?
You want some cut with the dog.
Exactly.
You want that delicious piece of cake. You want to make sure that shit is sharp, man. You can cut it easily, man. Cut it fast and easy. You don't want to be like this. Shit. God, man, fuck this cake. You don't want to be like that. Right? You're there before you, so you get so frustrated you can't cut it to a pie. Yeah, man. You want to be that. You want that pie right there and now.
Exactly.
Right?
All the top chefs will tell you a dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp one. You gotta keep turning.
Fuck yourself up.
Cook yourself. This is that word for scorn though. You say to scorn, make mouths that talk arrogantly, to boast, to scorn, to mock, to ride, to interpret, the ambassador, to be inflated, act as a scorner, show oneself a mocker. Probably to make mouths that is to scoff. It's from the effort to interpret, having derision, make a mocker.
So basically, you don't want to mock yourself in this wisdom, man. You don't be as mocking, you know. Which the whole ultimate thing and the goal of this is not just to be some nigga out there talking shit. All right, you don't want to bring on yourself a plot. You want to add unto this. This is the work of the Lord, man. We represent you. How about you, y'all shot? You know, stay faithful unto this. You want to add unto this. That is bugged out what I saw in the face.
It's Sirach for Ecclesiastes, Mark chapter 5, verse 7. It says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, Yahweh, and put not off from day to day. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you want to be continuous with this and stuff, right? Because what happens and stuff if you're not giving your woman attention and stuff, she's going to seek somebody else, right? And it says, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. See? Right? So, hey, if you don't want to get hurt, what you got to do?
Yeah, well, anyway, that was on point, man. That, hey, if you don't want this to come to pass, you're gonna take heed. Ultimately, you know, in the wisdom words is shortly said by that. You're gonna take heed to that. You know, the direct thing you're gonna listen to is, well, I don't want that to happen. Well, this is gonna happen if I do this. If I do the right thing, well, this is gonna happen. It's plenteousness. It's That was the point in that. If I do this, I can get that also. And much more than that, because that really ain't shit, especially on this side.
And then what did the Lord say? He said that he that forsaketh all his stuff shall receive 100 fold. I'm saying that's by doing this work, being faithful unto wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Showing her with all the attention that she needs, right? You know what I'm saying? I got another one. This is Tobit chapter 3, verse 6. And it says, now therefore deal with me as seemeth best unto thee, and command my It's Tobit 13 and 6. It says, if ye turn to him with your whole heart and your mind, it says your whole mind, it says and deal uprightly before him. It says then will he turn unto you and would not hide his face from you. And that's not what you want. You don't want the Lord to be like, I don't know you.
Why? Because you know what? What's going to happen? If you act like you know the Lord when nobody else knows him, he's going to act like he knows you when everybody's trying to know him. When nobody else is stealing, started from the bottom, now we're here. Came up, they didn't know me. Nobody knew. Right? That mentality of holding somebody down when it looked like they didn't have anything. You're supposed to be that faithful friend to the Lord. Because he's that faithful friend. Yahweh Shai is our faithful friend. That's the thing. He promised us that he had a kingdom. This man came down here looking like he was whole and promised us that he was coming back rich.
That's exactly what this stuff is like. I'm gonna make sure that I got you. You know what I'm saying? It says that ain't no man come to the Heavenly Father except through Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? And we for Yahweh Shai and stuff is bringing up our name constantly. You know what I'm saying? And it's good. You know what I'm saying? So it says, therefore see what he will do with you and confess him with your whole mouth. It says, and praise the Lord Yahweh Bashar of might. It says, install the everlasting king. It says, in the land of my captivity do I praise him, and declare might and majesty to a sinful nation. O ye sinners, turn and do justice before him. It says, who can tell if he will accept you and have mercy if you don't know? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing when it comes down to destiny and fate. You know what I'm saying? It's already in somebody else's hand. It's already created. Like the brother was saying, when it comes down to others, man, you all know what it is. So therefore, do the smart thing. Better safe than sorry. This is Proverbs chapter 5, verse 11. It says, and thou born at the last. Actually, let me read like this. Verse 12. It says, and say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despised all those that come against the truth and whatnot and stuff, right? It says, verse 13, it says, and have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined my ear to them that instructed me. Verse 11, it says, and thou mourn at the last, when thy flesh and thy body are consumed. So while you in the midst of that fire and stuff, you're gonna be like, damn, I should have listened to these guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting why it's hot. Nobody wants cold, right? So getting why it's hot and stuff, because eventually your mind can't get it. All you people is stuff that want to be hindrance of the word, want to stop us and stuff, and praying for it and stuff for us to get off these corners. Hey, the time is going to come, but guess what? You're going to be the ones to start looking for this word, though. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody who saw and seek for it and stuff, they got it. You don't.
That's how cold the Lord is, man. He gives you exactly what you want. You figure out that's not what the fuck I want.
Brothers always say it's like, man, it's like, yeah, you want your girl and stuff, and then they be over there like, man, I was sick.
Like that.
Like those old stories with the genie. Catch on all the wishes.
But that's how you know that shit's the money. Because they go into the Fauci and deals where you're actually supposed to learn something from that shit. Then fucking that's just demonic as fuck.
I think genie goes back to jinn.
Jinn, the spirit.
Goes back to
Genius.
You got slick. It's just wicked.
He really is.
Cause you could actually be wicked. I wish for more wishes.
Be like that. That's totally wicked.
Right, but anybody else?
His name is 8 and 12, 8 and 11. He said, behold, the days come, said the Most High, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it.
And that's the famine that's coming to this world. Which after that is what become an actual famine. That's not the best of that. People be hard to trying to understand what the hell is going on. Well, I ain't got shit to tell you. I ain't got no food. I ain't got nothing to tell you.
They could be on the computer doing this. Where they at? YouTube took all our videos. They don't like that shit. So you gonna see no more Lil Nas ass videos and twerking and shit. You found like kitty hand puppet programs and music videos and all kind of songs.
Yeah, y'all gonna see that graphic? You know, all the on it. That's all the shit about this guy. Fuck you, though. Graphic is fuck. Y'all like this shit. Like, you can't, bro, you shouldn't even be able to stand and turn on your motherfucking TV. Like, how?
What the hell do I call him? No talent.
Bro, he is in those, like, this is horrible, bro, but this is what y'all want. This is Barabbas. Y'all want Barabbas, man. Y'all want this murderer. So that's what you get. See if this nigga's gonna save you or he's gonna kill you.
And then yeah, I'm trying. I was gonna say that. And then we also got Ezekiel 3:26. It's the Lord's gonna shut up our mouths, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna be saying anything and whatnot. We ain't gonna be having no spiritual conversations with you and stuff, man.
Hey, well, it's also written in Amos 5 and 13, where it says that the food shall keep silent. So we're coming to a time like what more can you tell a bunch of people like if you walk idly by heathens, sometimes they start doing it. And it's like, well, we just to them we just win. We're just there's somebody it says that in Ezekiel 33. Where it's like, well, you know, we're someone that's piping in the marketplace, you know what, but it says at the end, then shall they know that a prophet was amongst them once we're gone, man. Once you don't see us, once this is just the bricks you see. And then shit just popping down, man.
It's a lot. But on that, we gonna end that. And all praise to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Apostle elders in New York, GMS, and our salutation to the Aquaman world is teaching truth and dividing right. Above.
Above.
Come on. Above.
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.